What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2017 mixtape by Jack Harlow. This product is called Gazebo, and it came out in the fall of 2017. So fair about this product here is just the fact that Jack Harlow had been on the scene like the mixtape type aspect for a good while as far as this pitch can happen. Pretty much dropping mixtapes and pitches like that since even as far back as like 2011, 2012, 2013, some of those type fairs, considering that he was born late 90s type fairs, excellent type pitch to get some of these type formats. But within the pitch, as far as saying it's a blistering type product, this is him more on like the hungry type scene, pretty aspect within the tone as far as these formats going to happen. Out of the 10 songs on here, simple enough, 10 out of 10 within these pitches. Recommend all 10 songs to pitch as far as just to breeze on by with how these pitches going to happen. This excellent type appeal. Now, in a lot of senses, this is kind of amidst like the mid 2010s type fair within the product of what. I mean, think of like particular trends that were kind of popping off around this time when you think of like this particular mixtape gets some pretty trendy type aspects like mid 2010s type fair pitches like that. Definitely reminds like Kanye West from The Life of Pablo from 2016, Drake from his Views days of 2016 as well, pitches like that. Some of the type board deals within it. Has particularly good pop rap type sheen, some of these type aspects within the tone. Just a good aspect of like a commercial type mixtape that nails the appeal, getting towards the product of some of these type ones. Now there were at least 2 singles off this product, Routine, Dark Night, some of these type ones within the pitch. Dark Night is a definite blistering type one within the aspects here. It's unfortunate that there's not more songs within this blistering type aspect, but it does nail a good type of appeal of like morning type commerce pitches like that, kind of amidst the fair, like some products that dislike the kind of surf rounds within some of these type aspects. Between songs like Tightrope, they're a little bit more brooding, to more songs like Detox and Routine. Some of these type ones are just good for morning type runs, aspects within some of these type tones that just picking up like supplies and errands and just utilities, pitches like that. Kind of particularly has the ordeal, but this is not like a square type album. It's within the pitch. It has the makeshift type on here within the passage of getting it done, but it's also within the pitch as far as having a good product. It kind of more or less, it reminds me within certain fashions, has a little bit of traces of Big Sean and Kanye West on there, but also within the pitch as far as like in addition to that, kind of some Odd Future type fare that's just kind of in a more outdoor type sense. Usually when I think of Odd Future, like the OF Tape Volume 2 and like Goblin and some of those early 2010s kind of Odd Future type projects, things like that, the Haji Beats projects, some of these type ones, it's usually more indoor bound, kind of in like a rap variation of like dungeon type music pitch like that with this Hell Smoke Fest going. But it's kind of the fair that some of these type ones kind of remind me of more outdoor kind of house party type appeals. Songs like Eastern Parkway, and there's another one on here that's kind of like that. Eastern Parkway and Wasted Youth that kind of have some of those type formats and similar type fashions where you'd probably be listening to Odd Future, but just more within the boundiveness, and just not so much insular to like four walls pitches like that. Just within the entrapment of like a 4-wall room or something within those pitches, within those aspects, as far as those pitch counts. It is a little bit more outdoor breaths of fresh air pitches like that within those ordeals. So it does have a good taste of like outdoor type fashion to be able to get towards some of that as the festivity. Now, because Jack Harlow was underneath 21 around this time within those pitches, that might have been like an additional reason as to why there wasn't as many full-bound type songs like Dark Night as far as those pitch counts. But it is excellent type ordeals that does have pretty brisk type aspects of like some commerce going within those pitches as far as those formats kind of. But system is the fair as far as just like the weavings, this excellent type product of it. Simple enough. I recommend all 10 songs on here, so simple enough, 10 out of 10. But yeah, I would look after it. At least the 2 singles were Dark Night and Routine. That's excellent type products that's within the pitch. Now, it's kind of within the product that Jack Harlow kind of built up like a particular buzz within those appeals. He kind of, the composition behind his come up is kind of strange just within the pitch, because he just started, well, the last I checked, when he was kind of around, he was kind of getting some number ones left and right, just even like a year and a half ago. I want to say he had like a number one at like the tip top of 2024 and late 2023, some of that pitches. And I think he had a number one as well in like early 2023. So it's just not too long ago that he just had a pretty cemented type run. So it's just kind of within the pitch as far as in the quiet type fair. It's just kind of interesting that it's not within those fairs. I'm kind of questioning who, because he kind of more or less stole the spotlight in terms of like white rapper type fare from Post Malone, who Post Malone was pretty much that dude up until like 2021 or so, when like COVID started happening, more things like that. But Jack Harlow is pretty much like 2022, 2024, 2021, 2024. It's just kind of the pitch. Nowadays, I'd probably say I think it's Yeet. Nowadays, it's like the white rapper of like choice within those pitches, but it's kind of the fair. Even he's kind of quiet right now. This is kind of the pitch as far as saying, so that's the product of just like the come of what particularly kind of happened, but these were some hungrier type ones. So yeah, Dark Night's a blistering type song here. It's like a distorted and swamp kind of trap pounds, kind of get within the aspects of it here. This is the closest one that feels like vintage kind of 2010s type trap pitches like that. The song is like a swirling, get loud, and like some homies spark up, I'd say, within those aspects. It's a good song for like some chatter as well within these pitches as far as these formats kind of happen. So this kind of Songs like a good spark up kind of chatter as far as those pitch kind of. So just with the aspects as far as saying, just getting to the product of like Dark Knight is the most ferocious song off this product as far as these fairs can happen. It's excellent within the pitch. Definitely something that has like the aspect of being nightclub bound pitches like that within some type fairs. Easy kind of commotion, just like some pull up type music and easy get crunk some type fairs and getting like hella things going within pitches like that. This good type fair for some of those type ones. Makes you question what another one of these type ones would have been within those aspects, kind of the pitch as far as saying. But just simple kind of red cup type noise. But that's the pitch behind this product. Is just kind of fair. It does have some of these type moments. There are some other ones within a relative type sense. I'd probably say maybe it's a relative type one that kind of has like the maybe is like a relative type one that has like the same more or less type excitement of Dark Knight. Not quite as ferocious, but within the same variety of it. And I'd probably say that like Tightrope's a good type product for like the commerce of getting towards some of those type points of songs like Maybe and Dark Knight, some of those type ones. There are some hangout type ones and like a house party and kind of there are some hangout type ones like a house party type sense, like an outdoor type fashion like I was saying. But this is Dark Knight's the most blistering one on here, I'd say, within those products have a good type fare. I'll point out some of these other type ones that have like the commotion about it to keep things kind of going to where it's not this or you're stuck with this simple kind of makeshift only type product. It's not like there's a problem with that, but just the pitch as far as just saying separating the Monday from the Friday songs. Routine kind of has more weekday type fashion. It's a good nice one. It's like a basic kind of sludgy morning passage, kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just mid 2010s kind of makeshift grease, I'd say, within the aspect of it. Just good type tones. Basically like some Mickey D's kind of breakfasting as far as this pitch comes. So just picking up some of those biscuits, hash browns, some type aspects, just good type fares within those particular tones about it. Hot cakes, some of those type products within the aspect. Just hot cakes, some of those type aspects within the product of it, just having a good ass morning, or at least the fashion, like the closest thing within the product of just getting the day push or the morning push kind of particularly taken care of. So good type fares. Detox, another one. Now, this is not a single, but it's just a good combination with routine, I'd have to say here for some of these type ones within the fair. Some of these type ones are pretty butter smooth as well within these pitches. Routine is definitely a good example of like a sing-songy type one pitch, just like that, good type ordeals. But Detox is nice. It's like a good brunch and light lit kind of commute and activity. Kind of get within the products of it here. Just pick up like a broom or something like that. Get like a mop. Some of these type fares, just standard utility fare pitch like that. It's kind of in between type sessions within a more composition type sense. Grab like Moscato within a side type tip pitch like that. Just maybe the fare of having a little bit of drink in your system within the product. Not so much driving during it, but just the product of picking up something nice to kind of have with like the aspect of kind of juggling, like getting some things done, kind of some erranding as far as these pitch kind of goes. So this is the product of it. Basic kind of utility run and just productiveness within those fares for us. This pitch can happen just in light, kind of 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. if you just woke up. So that pitch within product 10 a.m. pitches like that, good type ordeals. Tightrope is a quality one, and this is good commerce type one with these aspects like a brooding kind of afterthought traffic kind of get here, just tipple dredge like a new era kind of makeshift, I'd say, within the pitch behind it. It's a good song to vent and grab some Wendy's as far as this pitch kind of happen. There's kind of a hero, this kind of way those post-grunge songs kind of happen with like 4:30, 5:30, kind of the way some of those post-grunge type songs happen at like 4:30, 5:30 p.m. pitches like that, but just more in the aspect of like mid-2010s or mid-late 2010s type aspects within it. It's a nice swirling and kind of bruised type one, just like the composition behind this. Definitely gives like kind of a youthful, kind of more 19, 20-year-old kind of Eminem type fashions within some type tones. Tech 9, Eminem, some of these type folks in the pitch, Hopson, good type fares like that. On the Way is a quality one on here. This reminds like early 2010s mixtape excitement to kind of get within these products over here. Just trendy and ready for some loud ass nights as far as these pitches kind of happen. On the Way is like a easy kind of Dat Piff like highlight as far as those pitch can happen. Just definitely reminds like Meek Mill, Yo Gotti, some of those type folks out of those particular type days. Excellent type appeal for it. Real quality one, like I was saying, that goes along with Dark Knight pretty well. A little bit more melded, not quite as full bound loud, but with an aspect like a good combination within a relative or mostly type sense would be Maybe. It's like a dreared and slug kind of feeling nice from like a head trip type fare. So definitely has some smoke. It's just within the product, but just kind of brooding a little bit within the after effects of it. Not so much brooding like a bad mode, but just kind of having like some good type aspects like some zone out. It's a good song to chirp folks, figure out what's going on, pitch like that, just kind of in between moments before like some glitz as far as those formats going to happen. So just having the switch up between having a good night and making it a better night within Sunset products, like as if having the smoke type fare, but capitalizing on that night even further to have like some crunkness that goes along with it later as far as this pitch can happen. So smoking, probably at 5:30, 6 p.m. pitches like that, knowing it's going to be even more glitz than that in like a few hours. It's kind of the product of one of those type songs. Wasted Youth is a nice one. It's like a warped and glared kind of city chatter, kind of get within the products of it. Just some outdoor, it's a good out and around type commotion. This reminds of like an outdoor kind of odd future noise pitches like that. Just good for some tokage, some stuff products. It just kind of emits like the product, basic neighborhood kind of struts or city surfing pitches like that. Just within ordeals, just having some smoke type fare behind buildings, or at least within the league behind buildings within the legality of a pitch like that. So just good song to grab like some Subway, have some extra smoke type product just to socialize some out and around pitches like that. To kind of product some of those type fares. Nice song for some divas, kind of more in a nice song for some divas nearby. There's definitely songs like Routine that have those aspects, but a good nice one for some of these type. Good nice one for some bays within the product of it is used to be is like a sparky kind of city strutting vehicle kind of basic floss I'd say within products of it here. Just some of those type fashions. Now not quite as like stunt centric when you think of Travis Scott and full bound kind of like Yo Gotti, some of those type folks that are really riding out just complete bossed up type mode pitches like that, but it's just within the ordeal, just basic kind of hey my whip's pretty nice, just like the tone, just like some basic kind of commerce pitches like that. It's kind of kind of like a dope routine kind of drift and ladies pull as far as those formats kind of happen. It's more based upon the composition and just having like a good time more so than the fare of like the more pizzazz type fashion about it. But probably would definitely say some relative good appreciation as well within those pitches. Just kind of a butter smooth type one with the ass, but good type tones. Another good hooky type one. Moyne's outro is kind of a nice one. This reminds like Kanye from 2016 and Drake from 2016 within those products. It's that kind of more loud pack, kind of similar to like a song by Drake like Worst Behavior. Some of those type ones, definitely Drake's Views type album. Kanye from Life of Pablo. Some of those type pitches. It's like a good mid 2010s Gab and Spill. Some of those type products just have some homies nearby. Just the basic product. Just like basic 411. Products like that, just Wendy's and 411s as far as those pitch can happen within the tone, just the commotion of it, just basic gather, some of those type of products that just reports and standard reports and things of those nature as far as those pitch can happen, just basic kind of touch base type song within a quick type sense. So this kind of product has a good amount of social commerce on here within pitches like that, good excellent type product. And I think one of the last songs I haven't talked about on here within these senses would be Eastern Parkway. Eastern Parkway is like a glitzy kind of house party outdoor noise and neighborhood strut to kind of get within the products over here as far as these pitch kind of happen. Just good for like some sleepy kind of lounges. So this one's kind of within the same type fashion as used to be and routine, some of those type ones, but it's kind of within the aspect as far as saying just more within the fare, just kind of just being in the outdoor kind of noise of it, just the commotion like standard fare, just a lit type spot within the aspects of the like the goings on, but just kind of a pitch of just kind of having figuring out what the next mode kind of is. Just kind of a good lounge song for divas nearby, pitches like that within the product of this. Good lounge type song for like chillax and unwind as far as this pitch can happen. Just a little bit more cozy compared to some of the type fare. A little bit just not as much edge factor as Dark Knight and maybe some of those pitches, but just kind of a smoother type one within the centricness of just having kind of more songs that are kind of good for house party kind of socialized type commotions. Like when you think of like a song by Kanye West like Slow Jams, one of those type pitches, which is kind of a house party type song, but it's just more in a smoother type sense. It's kind of a more croon type aspect within the tone, but just kind of a cold type one, cold as ice type one to kind of get within the product of just having some snackage and just good, having some snackage and goods nearby, but just kind of miss the product of this like lounge type aspect. So it's within the tone, good type fare within that. So that's the fare of this mixtape as far as these pitch can happen. So yeah, 10 out of 10 mixtape within these appeals. Social score I'm probably going to give, I would probably say within the product of it, this is a pretty banner type mixtape within the aspect as far as like an attention grabbing type one out of the new school pitch like that. It has the composition like some good type fare just within the pitch and nailing some of these type moments. Jack Harlow back in these days is pretty hungry on the scene pitch like that. So it has some sparky type ones. I definitely feel like some of these type ones, some of these Odd Future outdoor kind of ones like Wasted Youth and Eastern Parkway, some of these type ones have some good aspects. Used to Be, maybe Dark Knight, some good type products like extra kind of products for like socialized kind of commotion. There are some ones for like a productive kind of makeshift type sense like Routine, Detox, and like and Tightrope within certain type senses within aspects of some of these type ones. I think I talked about Tightrope as well. But just some of these type ones on here. So this has like the morning, has the morning and the evening type fare within some of those type pitches as far as those. This mixtape has the morning and evening type fare within those pitches as far as those formats have. So yeah, I would say 10 social just within the product. Just good type appeal, has a couple singles within those products, kind of a hungry type aspect, but just kind of the composition and getting towards some of these. The only real full bound complaint I would say within those aspects is just probably the product that could have used another song like Dark Knight within the. It could have used another song like Dark Knight within the full bound type fashion as far as this pitch going to happen. I think maybe, like I was saying, it's like the closest thing, but just within the pitch to like another type one to really get the smoke fest kind of going within the product, like some Blitzkrieg typeness. But other than that, it pretty much has particularly these aspects pretty well in spades within the pitch as far as this fair is going to go. Some good kind of red cup house party sludge pitches like that, and just good makeshift also within the aspect like breakfasting and erranding pitches like that. So in terms of the future, like Jack Harlow has dropped some recent stuff. It's either early 2023 or early 2024 pitches like that. It's been a little bit quiet within these relative type times, but it's kind of within the pitch that I do feel like probably his number one was probably his last number one was less than 2 years ago, which within these relative type times, the way things can happen, that's still pretty, that's a good aspect of pretty good shift of time. It's just kind of within the pitch as far as saying that he was just the recent white boy of the moment as far as this pitch can happen. Now, I realize within these exacting recent type times, it's probably more over Yeet, but it's not to say that he's a relic by any stretch. I mean, he's not even 30 within these pitches. He's 26, 27, 28, some of this type of appeal. So it's just kind of the pitch as far as saying he should still have a little bit more fair within the aspect, but it's just kind of the pitch. And that kind of happens to be the product. But yeah, classic project here, Gazebo, 10 out of 10 mixtape pitches like that. Just some good type social type ordeals for like the aspect, like some house party sludge and breakfast runs pitches like that.